Hello everyone, and welcome back to 4KB Shorts, the Let's Play of Kerbal Space Program with Kerbal Space Adventures. Now, we've been doing a lot of stuff with the Xavier around Duna, which is great, and we're going to continue doing that. However, I was putting together the parts, and I was doing it off camera so that I could get the designs worked out, and I realized that the parts, the amount of parts and the amount of time it's going to take to get it all over there is going to take a really long time, and if I keep you guys included in all of that, like every launch, every dock, every push, everything, um, it's going to take forever. But I did come up with a solution where I could take 2 or 3 additional parts simultaneously in sort of a train system. Um, and the Hitchhiker should be able to handle the entire thing, I hope. Now, because I don't know 100%, what we're going to be doing, what I'm going to be doing is off camera, unfortunately off camera. I have designed, and I'm kind of doing this also to keep it a little bit of secret until the grand unveiling around Duna, but I've designed 2 very special pods, and then of course we have the life module pod, which we have to take as well. Now the life module pod may have to go on its own. I don't think it'll fit on the next flight, but for this next flight what I'm going to do is I've already mocked everything up. I already got it ready to rock and roll. I'm going to get it up into orbit. I'm going to get a Hitchhiker up into orbit. I'm going to dock those 2 guys together, and I'm going to get it out to Duna. Now that's all going to take place off camera, so you guys aren't going to see it. Once we get to Duna, however, and we are about to dock with the Xavier, I am absolutely going to include that. And the reason for that is that's just to save time, because the last few videos, we did have 3 dockings in the last video, which was awesome, but it was mostly procedural crap. Also, this video may have a little bit of a shenanigans or snafu in it, because as it turns out, where I put the science module last video, it's in the wrong place. So we may in fact have to detach it and move it, and so all that stuff's going to happen around the Xavier. So this might be a whole video about docking and redocking and undocking, and I know you guys are like, oh, how do you dock KB? This is going to be all about docking. So it's going to be a big chance that something bad's going to happen. So I want to save all that for you guys around Duna. I just always like to start in the VAB, unless I absolutely have to start out in space. So we're going to start on the VAB so I can tell you guys about that. And then, of course, we do have the living module, which we have to get out there. And then we have to get our Kerbals out there. So that's 2 more things we have to get out there. And then from there, woohoo, from there, all sorts of wonderful and great things. So I'm going to absolutely see you guys around Duna. Hopefully, we will absolutely have the first 2 parts that I'm talking about, but hopefully we may also have the living module, but I'm pretty sure we won't. So don't be all upset if it's not out there when we get out there. So I will see you guys around Duna. Alright everyone, now I did say I would see you around Duna when we were getting ready to dock, but I did want to show off a couple of things. First, I was able to bring up our habitat module, so that will be an extra dock for this video. And as you can see here, we have ourselves the extraterrestrial launch pad, as well as some rocket part containers. Now these rocket part containers come default with rocket parts in them. Each one contains, as you can see, 213 of 213, and there's 8 of them. So that's like 4,000 rocket parts, I think, if my math is right. Probably not right. 208, 200 times 8 is, 1,600 rocket parts, roughly. Give or take, yeah. So my math is terrible. So about 1,600 rocket parts. Not a lot, but we're going to plug all this onto the Xavier. Now, the game is doing that thing it was doing at the end of 0.19, which is every once in a while, for no apparent reason, it decides to do a huge physics calculation, and it slows down really bad. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to show you guys here that we are coming into Duna. Now, before we come into Duna, we are in fact going to get a micro encounter with Ike. Whoa, okay. Now I call it a micro encounter because according to the according to the game, it says that it really won't affect our trajectory too badly. But we are going to pass through a sphere of influence prior to us exiting. And since we're getting so close to Ike, I really did want to show it to you guys and say, like, here it is. So here it is. We are actually now in the sphere of influence of Ike. So we're going to pass right by Ike, fairly close. I did not mean to get us such a close encounter with Ike. As a matter of fact, it'd probably be a better thing if we didn't. But there goes Ike. That little goalie there trying to keep us away from Duna. And we'll just let that slide by. And then now I have to concentrate on, well, first I have to make sure that our trajectory wasn't altered too badly, in differentiation to what the map initially said. And then from there we're going to pull into an orbit. Yeah, ignore this number here, that's not right. I really hope that's not right. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna pull into an orbit around Duna, and then woo, yeah, as I said, there's that physics calculation I was talking about. Um, we're gonna pull into orbit around Duna, and then we're gonna get everything over to the Xavier, and then we're gonna have fun docking. So yeah, absolutely. Like I said, didn't want to waste all you guys' time with getting out here when we have so much stuff we got to do. We have three bits we have to dock, and this one is a very, very, very special case. Very special indeed. It even comes with its own docking system. That's how special it is. And I don't even know if it's going to work. I hope it will. We'll have to find out. So I will see you guys when we get there. Alright everyone, here we are back at the Xavier. Now if you take a look over there, we have the Xavier launcher, which is what I called the launch platform and everything else. Now that will be getting within 200 meters of the Xavier, but it won't be getting there until 29 minutes roughly from now. So we have a half an hour, which should be more than enough time to do some maneuvering to get this stuff into position. And to do that, we're going to have to do a few things. First thing we have to do is we have to retract this radiator because it is too close to do our maneuvering with this pylon, and oh, those pylons may be too long anyway. Crud. Alright, so we may have to do this a little bit differently. What we're going to do is, what I'm going to do is we're going to disconnect the loader here. I was going to disconnect the whole node and just move it to this side, which is where it's supposed to be. My mistake for putting it on this side when I should have put it here in the first place. I didn't double check the mock-up before I did all that, and so I put it on the wrong side. Technically speaking, it could fit here. Nope, it absolutely cannot. It's actually even the door's on the wrong side. Wow, I screwed that up really bad. Alright, yeah, so I do have to remove this whole thing, but I think what we'll do is we will pull the loader off, rotate it 90 degrees, put it back, and then pull the entire section off. So because this is facing the right angle, it's actually supposed to be at that 90-degree angle like that. But it's supposed to be added over here, not over here, because this door will be in a very, very inconvenient place if we put it like that. So we have all the lights on now. So let's just go ahead and decouple here. We also need a stage lock. This thing is not stage locked. I need a stage lock. So we need a decouple node. There we go. Okay, we'll flip over to this little guy. Now all we need to do, nothing super special, nothing super psychotic. Go ahead and turn on that. We need to flip to docking mode. We are in inclination mode. We need to back away very, very gently. Very, 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 very gently. Alright, now we need to rotate. Also very gently, just 90-degree rotation. Not super big. Not a big deal, just slight rotation. Let's go ahead and set this as target so we can get our dock alignment up. This might not work at all. Let's go ahead and kill that. We don't need it right now. We'll turn it back on here in a second. And that light may bump. That light may bump. It will absolutely bump. Crud. Alright, so it looks like our little guy here is not 100% for what we need. He is, in fact, going to... Well, you know what? He doesn't have to be. He does not have to be. The only thing that has to be is our angle. So let's go ahead and not rotate him full 90. We will rotate him to about 45-ish. Like that, I think would be nice. There you go. That's a nice little thing. Now, we should be far enough away. Let's go ahead and back away just a little bit more, just in case. I'm also going to time accelerate to kill a rotation because rotation and SAS not good friends. SAS has a really hard time killing rotation. Alright, we're good. Okay, let's go ahead and back. Let's just nose forward again. We have to be going about 2 or 3 meters per second to do this. Let's just go ahead and give it a nice little bump. Nice little jam in there. Bam. Alright, so we've redocked at a slight angle. Now, I have to remember that that angle is there because we can't be docking north to south. But as you notice, this pinion here, I'll call it a pinion. I know that's not what it is, but that's what it is in my head. This pylon with the lead on the end is in fact too large or too long to fit here. And when we bump that, we rotate it slightly. So let's go ahead and fix that. So we'll quick save again. So it's too long to fit properly, and it would have gotten jammed up on both sides. It is just slightly too long. So at this angle, we did okay. So here we go again. We're going to undock, just like so. That's the wrong ship. We want this one. There we go. Alright, little buddy, let's just go ahead and back away once again. Turn that on, turn that on. We are in inclination mode, and just nice and gently back away. go, little buddy. Alright, now because we're at such an odd angle from the ship, we are going to have to rotate, turn, then rotate back. That's going to be... Let's see what our view cam can be. Let's get to chase cam, see if that'll help us out a little bit. Okay, that helps out a tiny bit. There you go. Okay, that works for us. Now, we want it down on this node, right? Right. Yeah, that's the crew hatch. So yeah, we want it down on this node here. And to do that, and I know I'm moving the camera a lot, but this is tough for me, so I do apologize. We want to target, set as target. We are way off center of where we need to be. I know, that's okay. So we want to very gently thrust down. Now this little guy is going to be our workhorse for a minute here. He absolutely is going to be a little bit of a workhorse. And I'm not used to doing this. Just so you guys know, I'm not used to having something approaching us while we're working on something. I do not do that. I never let a ship just float out there doing its thing while I try to get something else worked out. But this is a time issue, and we have 29 minutes, and unless I record the whole thing, 29 minutes is not going to be any kind of a problem. So we should be fine. Alright, so that's down, and we want to, yeah, this is going to be a little tough. So let's go ahead and turn off our SAS, and we're just going to roll. We're just going to roll nice and gentle. And so, yeah, I'm trying to ignore the launcher over there. It's like right in the corner of my mind. It's like, it's always there, KB. I was like, I know, it's always there. But we're going to ignore it because I am doing something very, very, very important here. Alright, let's go ahead and bring her down. Now we're going to want to switch to rotation, and we want to rotate backwards. I love this little loader. I do. This little loader is so nice. It doesn't have a cockpit on it, of course, because we took it off for our last little launch, but honestly speaking, that is okay, because it is doing such a good job with the mechanical brain on there. It's just such a tiny thing. Such a tiny thing. And it works really, really well for these kinds of modules. These what's the word I'm looking for? Modular modules, I guess you can call them. They are modular, of course, so because they're modular. Alright, there you go. Now we should be roughly, it's not perfect, of course, but we should be roughly aligned with the ship. I'm going to speed our time just because I'm being cheap like that. Now we want to do our inclination, and we want to just go, I don't know if that's inline or inclination. It's IN. I know rot is rotate, oh, linear. I'm sorry, I always read that wrong. It's not IN, it's LIN. It's linear movement versus rotational movement. I always read that wrong. To me, it says IN. That's like the L's not even there. Even though the L and the I together look like a U, so it looks like UN, it's IN to me. It's inline or inclination or something like that, when actually it's linear movement. Alright, now we don't want to dock straight up with this thing. We do want to rotate slightly, so we are going to do that, but not until we get low enough. Come on, little guy, let's get low enough. We drifted a little high. While I was talking, we drifted a little high. That was my fault on that one. We also want to float this way. Yeah, I kind of buggered that one up a little bit with our maneuvering jet, but that's okay. That's okay. We want to just stick close without being too close, and we have to rotate 45-ish degrees prior to docking. And the 45-degree rotation will be... Really? Whoa, game. Or is it within 2? Yep. Okay, the Xavier just got within 2.2 meters. It has now been loaded into the system. Excuse me, 2.2 kilometers has now been loaded in the system. This is our crew hatch, right? Right. Crew hatch is here. Yes, okay, perfect. We are aimed in the right direction. I was really concerned that we were actually pointed in the wrong direction, but we are, in fact, not pointed in the wrong direction. We are doing just fine. I'm also going to do ourselves a little bit of favor. I like when these two mods are combined, so we're going to activate the docking camera. So now we have the alignment module, Bob, the docking alignment. And we also have the docking cam. So now you have the docking cam. So I have the forward view that I need, as well as this docking alignment system. You don't need them both. I like them, though. I like them myself, personally, because the green line there basically indicates what the white line here indicates. And you can do things like this. Okay, like the fact that we went way low. That was my bad. Should not have done that. And then we're a little bit to the right. Okay. Now before we dock this thing, we have to line it up. I mean, we have to line it up and then we have to rotate. And I suppose I could do that now, but I want to get us squared in first. So get us squared in, KB. Alright. A little bit further. You know, it's a good time to check to make sure my microphone's not muted. Post commentary, guys, not my friend. Alright, so it says we're misaligned. Why does it say we're misaligned? Because we are. Okay, so my docking cam is not 100% on this one. Alright, cool. I'm okay with that. Oh, I see why. Because where I'm controlling it from is off by 90 degrees. Alright, off by 45 degrees. Hey, that'll help us out, though. Because what that will do is that'll give us the ability to do this. And we want to rotate this way. Very gently. Very, 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 very gently. Gently as possible. We just want to line it up to where the docking camera is basically like that. Alright, now we're off, unfortunately. So we're going to have to do this weird. But we are going to do it like this. So there's our forward thrust. We want to come down a little bit. No, we don't. We want to go up a little bit. My bad. Did I lose that already? I think I did. No, we're fine. Yeah, we want to go down a little bit. I think it might think we're upside down. Okay, so the docking camera, not as helpful as I originally thought. Oh well, this is pretty close to what we want. Left a little bit. Yeah, the docking camera is not giving us the data that I think that we should have, but that's me. Oh, I know why. I see why. Let's go ahead and turn off that. Here we go. Here we go. This is what I'm talking about. Alright, T, R, there we go. So yeah, we were off. There we go. Okay. See, that's why you got to worry about this little orange guy down here. He will tell you all sorts of data. Thrust and a little bit more, done. Alright, now I can see how far we actually are off. No, don't rotate, that's not what I want. I always end up doing that. I always end up doing a linear burst when I should have not done a linear burst. Alright, bring us up. I really shouldn't have turned at this point, but I did, and that was my bad. Up and right. Should have turned at the last second, and I didn't. Alright. Okay, here we go. Oh, okay. 45 degree docking, not fun, not fun. We want to go up. Nope, I'm backwards. Remember, we're in Apollo 13. Everything's backwards. Alright. And not that way, that way. Alright, there we go. And just thrust it forward because we're being crazy like that. Come on, stick it in there. Do it. Do it, this thing that I want so much. And don't rip off that panel. We need that panel. Did you stick? Oh, yes, there it is. Alright, we stuck. We're good. We moved it. And it is now in the correct position at the corrected angle. Please tell us we didn't hit that. Yes, the heat exchanger is still 100%. We're going to keep this one pulled in, though, because this is extremely efficient as it is, and I don't want to rip that one off, because we're going to be reusing this little guy, and to do that, we're going to have to disconnect him a couple of times. So let's go ahead and which one of these is... Okay. We're going to do this. We are going to refill our RCS thruster. We're going to use the Hitchhiker that's just chilling here. So we're going to say in... And that's kind of what I kept this Hitchhiker here for, was for the purpose of cannibalizing his fuel reserves. But honestly, if you have it, don't waste it, you know? Keep it. Use it. It's yours. Don't just throw it off into the atmosphere and let it burn out when you could use it 10 minutes from now. Alright, we're going to keep the lights on, I think. The Xavier launcher is on its way here. Again, it was about 29 minutes before. This is about 5 or 10 minutes of me derping around with docking maneuvers. Nice, almost perfect 90 degree there. I'm feeling pretty proud of that. We will get the Xavier over here. I will get it in line, and then we're going to dock the parts. Now, the way this has to work is the Xavier's in 3 parts, not including the Hitchhiker. Those 3 parts have to be docked to this system in a very specific order. Now, one of the parts comes with its own loader. That's the launch pad. The launch pad actually has its own loading mechanism, which will stay on the station because it's going to double as a monopropellant tank. Because I'm a genius. Now, the second part is the rocket rocket parts, and that one does not have anything. It has some SAS modules on it to extend where the docking ports are. That one's going to be a bish to load up because it is a very tight fit between those canisters and those docking ports. So I have to be very cautious about that, and I'm not even sure where I'm going to put it yet. So there's that. And then the last piece, of course, is the living module, which goes on, as a matter of fact, it goes on right. Yeah, right here. Right where the science module was is where it goes. And as a matter of fact, it goes exactly where the science module was. So that's where we had to move the science module. So from here, I'm going to get all that into place and try to keep the Hitchhiker, the Xavier launcher, and all of that in position, because this is going to be a long, drawn-out process. But I think the way I'm going to just show it to you guys is by doing it piece by piece, the docking to the unit and then the docking to the station. Maybe just the docking to the station, you know, to save time. Don't know how long the video is going to be because I did cut out a crap ton, but it's taken me a really long time just to get here. So maybe a short video again, we'll just have to see. So I'll see you guys either over at the Xavier when we get everything locked in, or over here when we're starting to put things on the station. Really depends. And it really also depends on how laggy it is. So I'll see you guys there. Alright everybody, here we are, the launcher and the Xavier really close together. And I was having myself a thought. The Hitchhiker was originally brought into orbit of Kerbin with this connected to it straight up. It was connected directly to the unit, to the Hitchhiker connected to the Hitchhiker, honestly, to the living module. And I figured I didn't have that much trouble docking it to this whole section here. And if that's the case, I rebalanced the fuel out, which I did. I rebalanced the fuel here. It might be slightly unbalanced now, but basically I rebalanced the fuel so that I could do this, and I can just disconnect here and then use the Hitchhiker to move the whole thing over there without, you know, too much difficulty. So that's what we're going to do. We're actually going to do this really crazy style. And we're going to start off by moving the Hitchhiker, and this is really slow. This is like 10 frames per second, you guys, just in case you're wondering what's going on. I am running this thing, and it is running at 10 frames per second, but we are upwards into the 1,000 part range, so not surprising that we might be a little bit hot on our approach, as you can probably tell. So let's go ahead and just scoot back a little bit, switch over to our rotation. We're going to rotate the Hitchhiker around. Now I've been having some trouble with the Hitchhiker this whole set. This thing has like three, let's see, we have one here and two here, and I think there might be a third one here, or fourth one. So yeah, 4 SAS modules, advanced SAS modules, and it's been causing me no end of trouble. It's actually been causing me trouble to the point where I've had to quick save and quick load multiple times. And I know I said I wouldn't quick load, you know, unless either a mod was breaking or if no Kerbals were involved, and right now we have a bit of both. It's not a mod, it's actually stock. It's the SAS modules, or the advanced SAS modules, are competing with each other or something. I don't know what's going on, but basically if I go to the map screen and then I exit the map screen, what ends up happening is my ship gets locked into its current position. So I have somehow managed to create or overindulge the locked ship part error, as we can call it. It's the error that causes the ship to lock up, like it locks in space and you can't move it around, and because of that I've had to quick save at that point and then quick load, which then of course reloads all the data for the ship, and then you are able to make it to your destination. But I'm hoping that by disconnecting a few of these SAS modules we'll be able to do this a little bit better. So let's go ahead and, why can I not throttle up here? Because apparently it doesn't believe my engine is on this part of the ship. Oh no, I know why. It's because we're on the wrong kind of, yeah, there you go. We can't throttle up because I'm in the wrong node systems. Okay, there we go. So we're at 97 meters, right? About-ish. This thing does not want to move either now. I don't know why, but suddenly my SAS is gone. Like, maybe it's the number of frames per second, I don't know. And I think because of that, since you guys can see what I'm doing here, I'm going to cut until we're about to dock, because all I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Hitchhiker to dock this to that. Not a big deal, honestly. Well, it kind of is, but it's not that big of a deal. And then the big important part is going to be using the docking tether to come get this, because that's the other big thing. So let me go ahead and do that for you guys. I'm just going to go ahead and get it over there, because right now this thing is running like a slug. and it's really starting to annoy. And we're going to get rid of some of these extra parts once we're done, because we don't need like all these hitchhikers out here. And that should help us out a little bit. So I'll see you guys when we get closer to the Xavier. Alright everybody, here we are back in roll-ish. We are fairly close, but again, frame rate issues. So as you can see, even the thrusters are kind of putting out a little bit of a floof now and again. So I'm trying to keep her straight. I'm having a little bit of trouble keeping her straight because I'm not perfectly balanced. I moved all my fuel to the rear again to balance against the the crew module. We are centered exactly where I want it to be, which is with this crew door right across from this crew door, which is perfectly fine. But we're going to take a couple of seconds. We're doing 0.5 meters a second, which isn't that great. It's possibly a little fast, but I do like how centered we are. So we're just going to go ahead and scooch ourselves forward, just let it slide on in. Yep, alright, there we go. There we go. See, I'm liking this. This is feeling good. And once we get done here, I think we're going to go ahead and jettison a couple of these hitchhikers. At least one. I think we're just going to jettison this one. It's the most recent addition. It is also one of the lighter ones, and this one over here is basically empty. But we have been using it. Well, you know what? Let's go ahead and let's jettison that one instead. I think because that one's just at an odd angle and it's kind of out there, and I was kind of worried about it when we're doing all this maneuvering around. But we'll have to see. So we should be able to connect. Can't see where we connect. Oh, there it is. And we're good. Look at that. Okay, so our frame rate has again dropped significantly. And also, while we're here, if we take a look out, the Xavier launcher, though close, is slowly moving away from us. We have reached our proximity limit, and because of that, we're going to have to take this little guy out there as quick as we can, and pick it up. So let's go ahead and do ourselves a little bit of a favor. We're going to move all of our remaining monopropellant into this guy here. I think there's enough fuel left in this little guy to do a retro burn. Let's see, how much fuel do you have, little friend? 5.98, 7.31. That's it. Oh, here we go. We have a little bit of fuel here. So let's go ahead and out. There it is. Okay, so it looks like we have enough fuel for a micro. Yeah, that's more than enough fuel. More than enough fuel for a micro burn. So we'll just do a retro burn on this guy once we've disconnected. Pardon me. We'll do a retro burn on this little guy, get him off the station, get the station back down to a reasonable limit of parts. I really don't need to move this fuel. I don't know why I am, but I am. Yeah, we'll go ahead and get this guy off the station. That way we're down by about 80-ish parts or so. I know that loading up the Hitchhiker gives me 88 parts, exactly 88 parts, but I know that part of that is the initial launch platform, which includes the cylinders, the fuel tanks, the mainsails, all that stuff. So it's probably more like a 60-part vessel, I'd say. Just give those 18 parts to the other ship. So it's more like a 60-part vessel. It's not too expensive in parts, but let's go ahead and detach, because we're in a weird place anyway. We'll detach, we will lock on, there it is, and we're already in inclination, so let's just go ahead and incline ourselves. That's the wrong way. No, that's the wrong way too. Don't bump the station. No, I think I already bumped the station. Okay, so I gave the station a little bit of bump. We'll quick time it so that the station is no longer bumped as much, and then we're just going to go ahead and yeah, we're going to move ourselves away from the station. We're a little bit heavy. That's okay. We should be able to. Why is this thing doesn't want to turn now? Okay, so this guy doesn't want to turn either. And oh, again, that's why, because I'm in the wrong. I'm in the wrong set. I'm in the wrong thing. Maybe that's the problem over there. Maybe I was in docking mode over there, and that's why she didn't want to turn so much. I'll have to recheck the video. You guys will have to check too for me and tell me what the hell's up. And that might be the problem, is that I was in fast forwardy time mode, or not fast forwardy time mode, but is this light on? Lights on. Are they? Did I turn them off? I was trying to turn them off. Okay, they're off. Yeah, I wanted less renders. Is really wanted. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and RCS up a little bit, and we're just gonna throttle up and just go. So this little guy's gonna lose orbit, and we're not gonna watch the descent. I'm afraid. Don't really have the time for that. So we're just gonna throttle up, and we're gonna say goodbye, Hitchhiker number 2. You've been a great help. But it is now time for you to go, and our periapsis is 22 kilometers. That's about half the thickness or half the distance to the ground of Duna's atmosphere. We're going to go ahead and drop it down to like 10 or 5 kilometers to make sure that it does, in fact, slow it down. Alright, so now it's starting to turn in, and yeah, 4, 3, 2. Alright, if it doesn't hit a mountain at -1, it won't ever. Alright, let's go ahead and switch. Alright, now here we have this, and as you can see, no mech jeb. Oh, and you know what? There's no mech jeb on the other one either. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Okay, well, well, I was thinking about doing this way. Let's go ahead and give it a shot. We're gonna go ahead and quick save, and I'm gonna quick save, and there's no reason to do anything here really psychotic, I don't think. So let's just go ahead and turn around, and we're just going to kind of eyeball this, honestly. Let's switch to the map screen just super duper quick so I can set our target. Set as, did I do it? Did we get it? We did not get it. Try that again. Really? Alright, there we go. Now we've set his target. Whoa, okay, so there goes the Hitchhiker. Bye-bye, buddy. Thanks for all the fun times. Alright, we're moving at 0.6 meters per second in the wrong direction. We are still stage locked, so don't have to worry about jettisoning the 2 launch clamps that we have attached, which is great because I need those. Alright, now what we want to do is we want to go to docking. We want to do inline R, and now I should just be able to thrust forward. There is SAS on this, so we do have that option. Alright, so I want to go inline. We just want to thrust forward. Now, am I getting any push off of these, or is that tank in the way? Oh, we're getting a little bit of push off of it. Okay, there it goes. It's just super duper heavy. So we have 1,049 monopropellant. Oh, we're fine. All right, so there we go. We got a little bit of thrust. We got a little bit of good. Taking us down a little bit. We are super duper heavy in comparison to a lot of stuff. And what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this whole thing over there as is. I don't think we're going to disconnect the big guy just yet. I'm just going to try to get us closer to the station. Without mech jeb, I'm going to have to do that off camera so I can watch the map screen and see how that adjusts our closest approach. So let me go ahead and do that, and then when we get really, really close to the station, we'll break this guy up and put him where he belongs. And so I will see you guys on the other side. Alright everyone, here we are again. Now, I decided, instead of taking out the Docker, to go pick this unit up, that I kind of liked where it was sitting. And this unit here, which is was specifically designed to move the launcher around, works pretty well holding both together. And so because of that, I am in fact leaving them together. So I'm going to attempt to get them stationed properly where they're supposed to be at 90 degrees on the station. It's not really working for us right now, though, and I'm not entirely sure why. I think it's honestly just because we're moving so slow, like both physically and in the game. Like, so we're gonna fast forward time a little bit as we approach, and it looks like we're a little bit short on the left. All right, there we go. Get us nice and evened up. So yeah, this does seem to be working pretty well for us. I kind of like it. I'm feeling pretty good about it. It's making me feel a little bit better. That's the wrong way. Bring our nose down. There we go. Whoa, way wrong way. Alright, there. So yeah, as I said before, this does have to be basically almost perfectly aligned. Not as psychotically as I originally thought, because with this design change, there's not as much tight fit, I guess you could say, that the spacing isn't so bad at that point. But we do have to be extremely cautious about how we dock these things together, and I am a little off. A little off. Let's go ahead and raise up. Okay. Up is good. I like up. I do like the combination of these two units. The docking system allows me to, or the docking alignment allows me to align, and I'm burning the wrong way, thrusting the wrong way. It's not burning, we're thrusting. Some of my thrusters are not working 100% on this design, though. I did find that out the hard way, so I have to be very cautious about that kind of thing. Let's go ahead and back away a little bit. There you go. There you go. I like that. Okay, there you go. Line it up. Thrust forward. So yeah, I only have like 3 thrusters working in the back, only 2 of the outside thrusters on the right. So there's a little bit of trouble with the thrusters working properly, but we're going to go ahead and see if these little guys want to latch together and be good friends, right? You guys want to be good friends? I think they do. You guys think they do too, right? They just really, really, really want to be really good friends with each other, that's all. Nothing wrong here. Just really want to dock together and... No, you really, really, really want to dock together. Oh, come on, game, don't do this to me. Okay, there you go. Oop. Docking during fast forward, that could have been really, 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 really bad. But lucky for us, it wasn't. All right, perfect. Now, since we're not going to be moving this extension on the science module, I think we're just going to leave the little guy on there. I think we'll just leave him on there. I don't really have any other place to put him right now, so we're going to leave him on there. We are going to drop this. We're going to deploy our radiator. Don't break off or smash into anything. Oh, nice, it'll open there. It does have a little bit of a clipping issue on the ship, but since physically speaking it's just like a solar panel, it doesn't notice until it's fully deployed. We're not going to worry about that. Now, here's what I really wanted to show you. Here's the pièce de résistance. Look at all this crap we got. I just noticed all this stuff. We got electric charge, monopropellant, rocket parts, liquid fuel. Oh, excuse me, 2,500 rocket parts. That's not bad. Liquid fuel, oxidizer, oxygen, carbon dioxide, science, megajoules, thermal post something, waste heat, UF6, DUF6, stage only. And in the time it has taken to get all this crap out here, the reactor has already gone down by 0.02 reactor fuel. Yeah, reactor fuel. But this is our space station. This is it. It's done. Can you believe that? We just finished it by docking all those parts together. Let's go ahead and get rid of this. By docking all of these parts together, we have in fact created our space station. Oh, there was one very important thing that we needed to do before we officially finished our space station, however. And I'm not going to use a Kerbal to do this. We're going to go ahead and say that we specifically programmed the mechanical brain to understand how to do this. So we're going to have the mechanical brain do this. You know what? No. I said we're going to have Kerbals do it. We'll have Kerbals do it. It's not important. It kind of is, but it's not. It is because we can't deploy this, and I can't show it off until these have been removed. So I can either jettison them now and show it off, or we can wait until we get some Kerbals out here, get a Kerbal out there, he'll rip the panels off, and then it can be opened. Honestly, I would say what are your guys' opinion, but you can't give it by the end of this video, so I think we'll go ahead and just... We'll leave them on. We'll leave them on. That'll be a special thing. That'll be one of the station keeping things for our Kerbals when they get out here, turning on all the lights, making sure everything works. We'll keep this panel closed. We open the other one. We'll keep this one closed. Why not? Just because. And that's it. This is our station. This is it. We're finished. We have to bring Kerbals out here to start getting our sciencing done, and we also have to bring out equipment to start landing on Duna. You have a space station around Duna, why not? We have to land stuff on Duna. What kind of stuff, you might ask? Oh ho ho. Well, most of you have probably figured it out. We need ore and whatnot to create space, to create rocket parts to bring up to the station in order to build rockets and whatnot. And we need rovers, and we need places to land, and places to live, and oxygen to breathe, and all that wonderful jazz. And you know what's really great? This is what's really awesome. We only have the oxygen we brought with us. Oh, you cannot get oxygen out of Duna atmosphere. Well, you can if you use the home module. You can if you use the home module. It has a whatever atmosphere you're in to oxygen converter, but I'm not a very big fan of that. I mean, we would use that if we went to Mars or something. We would absolutely pull all the air out of the air and then try to filter as much O2 out of it as possible, but you wouldn't get that much. And so because of that, we are going to have to resupply this thing with air every once in a while. But look at that, 3 frames per second, so I really do apologize for the frame rate. It's doing a lot of hardcore calculations right now. We'll go ahead and not look at Duna. We will take a look at Ike, though, who's hanging out over there. We're not in geosync orbit, so Ike will vanish and reappear. He just happens to be here when we're docking here. What were we going to do? Oh, I know what we need to do. I absolutely know what we need to do. We need smaller menus is what we need. We need to rename our vessel. It is not a base. It is a space station. And it is not the KSA Xavier Lonchef. It is the KSA Xavier. So there you go. It is a space station, the KSA Xavier. And we are going to go ahead and absolutely... I want to say I'm going to go ahead and pause here. I am going to go ahead and pause here. It's going to be a short video. I know that for a fact. It's going to be a hugely short video. I was going to add a very special section on at the end, but we'll save that till next video. I have something really, really, really awesome planned. Not set up, it's just planned. And I'm hoping that will work. But this video is super duper short, and I do apologize for that. But you know what? What is that? 3-4 dockings in one video, and I had 3 dockings in the last video. I was like, come on, man, massive amounts of dockings. You know it. So I'm going to go ahead and pause here. So once again, I would like to thank you all very much for joining me, 4KB Short, on this Let's Play of Kerbal Space Kerbal Space Program and Kerbal Space Adventures. And I will see you guys next video.